What's going on here, Dart players? And today we're with Babaz.
Hi everyone, hi.
So you might have seen Babaz where? In Liverpool. Yes, because he played in the Liverpool sector with his Obi-Wan Echo Base Green, who performed so well, right?
Yes. Work are so good in Liverpool and before in Milano too. So it's true sector that I play the same games, the team leader. Some different changes in the deck.
Yes. So before going into the details of this deck tech, please subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and enjoy our Discord. To a comment. So going with the overall view about this deck is many different cards we've seen. So we have like 5 rows of cards.
Yes, is a deck from Liverpool. The difference from Liverpool Milan is to change some card that I see in Milan that did not work so good. And the idea of the deck is to find something that can beat Django because in this period of Sector of Milan and before the Sector of Milan and on the Sector of Liverpool, I expect there is a lot of Django, and I don't want to play Django because I think is a skill play, the mirror game, but is also a lucky game when you are play with a player that is the same level. And so I don't like this type of playing. So I try to find a solution. Before to arrive to hobby, I test a lot Quillan, Sabine, Throne, different leader to find a solution, but nobody tell me the odds to tell that, okay, I play against Django, I have the 50% to beat him.
Yeah.
And the only deck that arrived slowly to this situation is Obi-Wan. And when you find that you can have the 50% possibility to win and to have a chance to beat him, the problem is to find that if this deck can work against the other leader, Quillan, or the other hypothetical Han that you can meet at the tournament. And I was very surprised in Milano too, but before Milano too, that this type of deck in the meta of the sector of Milan and Liverpool, they never lose against Quillan, Talking Town.
Wow.
I never lose on the best of 3. I never lose.
Congrats.
I play in the Milan, I think 6 or 7 games against Quinlan, and I never lose against it. And I think because when you put the sword on Obi-Wan, the Quillan of this moment of Django period don't have solution to the upgrade, and so you have a 7-10 that can beat in base 1, 2, 3 times, and you close the game.
Yeah, close the game. Yeah. Okay, we can move to the statistics. We know that you have a lot of things to tell us, so we have like very few details about the deck tech. But let's start from the statistics. What can you say about them?
Yes, we have a lot of in the idea of the deck. You have to be to don't lose the starting. So you have 12. I think remember yesterday 12 drop at 2 cost, and the big cost of the big card is on 3. That you have a lot of unit and a lot of attachment, and then you have you continue to degree to the finish of the game because the idea of the deck is to control. To don't take a lot of damage in the base during the first turn, and because you have people that hell, you have Sentinel, you have the possibility to trade, and to arrive to the turn of Obi-Wan and to put an attachment on Obi-Wan that can be a sword.
Yes.
And because you have Obi-Wan that is a Sentinel, you block all the ground, and you have the possibility to attack in base and make a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Not so easy because you have to, especially with Django, we have to the different build of list of Django that have the Polish people that they have a lot of ground unit. Make me to change something from Milan that I play the new space 3-2 rebels, and I cut out because it's important to stay in the same area that the other people play. Because if the you play space and you play ground or different is a problem. And because Django in the new version start always ground, is better to play ground. And the idea is to control in this idea of Liverpool, all the first turn is only ground without only two that is space unit, the two three that is restore the arc, and this is why because you have to stay on the ground, and after with your cards we can in depending what is the starting of the Django because is the most present deck on the of the tournament. You have to think what you have to do. So at three resource you can play order attachment with one or your drop. You can have more choice that you can decide.
I also see that the
The
deck
core
seems very balanced about the colors, about green and blue.
Yes, because there is a lot of the leader is blue and a lot of card that is green can help you to it's important to ramp and
Hmm.
my idea is that in this type of deck the ramp that is costs to the new one of the three set probably I don't remember three of four three probably three set that make you that when your of unit is dead you can play it at
Hmm.
Shuma resource and to put in your like a resource is fantastic because it's only two mana and is in take he, he arrive in the perfect point with your what you want to play and with the other unit or the other aspect you have to play and because there is some cards that are green I expect the general blade or
Yeah.
the new blue leader that they are important and is better to have it. So I think for my point of view, this is the true color to play Obi in this period. I try to play a little bit yellow. Red, I don't like it,
Hmm.
but I think that green is better. I tried before to play HCL too, but I think that these 5 points of life is
Hmm.
better against Django, and so I remain with the base strength 13.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. So, wanna spend a few times about the leader, Obi-Wan, and the base. So you already told about the base. Why not the ECL?
Yes, yes. ECL is because I started this deck because of the finish of the fourth set, three set. There is a tournament that I don't remember where people make a result with Wobby ACL, and I see the deck this first time that to here in Torino, one guy played the deck, and I see wow, good, have a good option.
Hmm.
But after start the new set, we all the people try to play Django to play against Django, and after I remember this deck, I try it because his ability to heal one damage
Hmm.
from a unit is a counter of Tarkin Town. So in a meta that you are sure that there will be Django Tracking Town, Quillan Tracking Town, and other deck with Tracking Town, have a character that can heal damage and don't allow the people to use Tracking Town, I think is a good solution. The problem is to make the deck to work with this leader
Hmm.
because he's so strong when arrives his turn, but the problem is he exit on six, not on five, and when he exits his ability is very good because the people what happening on me on Milan and on Liverpool is that sometimes the people don't expect to play against this leader, so don't know this leader, don't read this leader, and when he turn happening more time that the people think he's only four at attack so I don't dead, but he forget the ability of Obi-Wan that is to heal one damage from one unit that can be all the unit of the area, me and my opponent, so I can use the OBO
Hmm.
effect on a unit of my opponent that have one damage to move this damage to another unit that I want to kill. So this is very important because sometimes make me allow to make some trade that people don't expect.
Yeah.
And they have the characteristic that is important for the building of the deck that is Force Jedi. So work very good with the General Blade and the lightsaber. Yes, and so is very good because he have the trait that is important of the characteristic of the deck. And when you have Obi-Wan with one sword of feet that is a 7-10, it's very harder for the other people to kill him, or you have to lose two characters to kill him. So I think is a very good solution.
Yeah, it's a tower. It's a moving tower that can like hit your base for 7 each
Yeah,
turn.
it's like a Voltron. Is
Yeah.
not only a Voltron, but it's like the idea in some points of the deck is to have Obi that is have one of two more times in a game during the tournament happening that Obi have two swords. Because the same moment then he exit, you have 6 mana, six resources, and so you can use 3 for the General Blade and 3 for the Sword of the Jedi, and you put or 2 General Blade or 2 Sword. So can happening that Obi can be a 10 to 13, or sometimes can happening that you turn Obi, you put you young, so you become a 6-9, and after you put the sword, so you become a 9-12. So is very this type is possible to work in the deck.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on because we wanted to see your results from the Milan tournament. What can you say about that?
Milan tournament, I start with Sabine Red, that is played by a girl that's from Spanish, if I remember good. And is not a bad matchup because you want to be aggressive with you, but the problem that you have a lot of heal. You have the governor. So if I remember one match, I start and I make first turn play governor and I made aggression. So I know that you play double red. Sure, you have aggression. So I stop the combo with aggressive, and not so difficult matchup, I think. So work good for me. And the good is that is one of the match that the people don't know what to do Obi well.
Yeah.
So sometimes I can make some trade, or I save my unit because I use the Obi effect in the right way. Cat Blue is another matchup that I think in all tournament I meet again in another Cat Blue in Liverpool, and I test online, and I don't think it's a bad matchup for Obi because Cat Blue, yes, is a control like a control deck, a villain blue deck, but not so villain for you because more Cat Blue don't play Super Laser or play only one copy. So if you don't scared me about Super Laser, I can put a lot of unit. I can put the sword. I don't have scared to put the attachment. So for me, it's more easy. And the Governor make a lot of game because you can name the card that you don't want that the people play, and it's easy, not so harder. Quinlan Tarkin Town, like you can see, especially on the day 2 that I meet 2 Quinlan Tarkin Town, and in Liverpool I meet a lot of Quinlan Tarkin Town is a good matchup for always a good what I think. And Milan on the game 4, what I understand against Piet Blue, that what I change on Liverpool is that this deck, one of the worst matchup is the Villain Blue control, like Piet Blue. This Piet Blue play 3 Vigilance, play different card like a control, and so I don't have nothing to beat him. So is why when I go to Liverpool, I change the side to find a solution to beat the control deck. Django, the matchup against Django is working different way. If the player that play Django never play against Obi-Wan and make a race against you, don't trade your units, but go to base, it's difficult that you lose. Because if you make a race, yes, you go faster, but you arrive at one point that you have Obi-Wan that his turn is block all the drum. Then on the space you have some sentinels. So if you can block the solution after you have the Obi-Wan that is a 7 can attack in the base 2 times and probably you kill him. And you have a lot of restore. So if you try to make a race who arrive first is like a player that never play against Obi-Wan. After if a player play against Obi-Wan or know the deck or know what I have to do, the solution is to trade everything and to take the initiative always on the turn of Django. More people make the error to want to make one damage more to my base or to something. Sometimes when you have Django that is turned and me, I turn the next turn, I turn Obi-Wan, you don't have to be to want to make a lot of damage in the base or to do. Sometimes it's important to take the initiative, playing only one card, tapped all my unit. I have all mana, so I have to play something. When I play, you take initiative. Why? Because if you every turn you block and tapped all my unit one, two, three, four times, depending with Devastator, War Jackment, EG, depending what you want,
Yeah.
what you have. You arrive one point that you are on your board. You have a lot of unit. So this is the unit is the moment that you can attack on the basic close. Some people don't know this one, and so they won't make a renor. So the winning against Django, depending that the people know the matchup or don't know the matchup. And Green was a very good player that is for France. Was a very good matchup. Was lucky that two match, especially the first one, I start with the governor and I named the resupply when he play use the Anno effect to put a resource. And on the day two is work of the deck were good. I was stopping that for my point of view is the worst matchup of this deck, that is Sabine CL, because he have the opportunity to kill Obi-Wan the turn exactly when he exit. When you flip the leader, they have Poe, they have Wrecker, they have Sabine with sword. So for you, it's a very worst matchup. And in this type of deck, I never play against the matchup. So when I play, I don't have the solution. On Liverpool, I play again another Sabine and they win, but because I tested a lot of the matchup after Milan and I understand what is the threat. But the threat is that you pass from 0 to 30%. It's not the win.
Okay. Okay, we can see the
And
other
from
tournament. Oh, sorry.
Yes, from Liverpool, the day one worked very good. I lost only against one yellow, and was a very very close match because was decided to be with in a moment that I have Chuluk Skywalker in my hand, and you have Akira on the board, and I think, and it's the second Kira that he play. And I think, okay, he killed my Obi-Wan, so after he play a unit and me, I can use my Luke Skywalker to kill the unit. And he play very good because before to kill my unit, he play a Kira that he have the third Kira that he keep in your hand when you remain only with a card to look my hand and to say Luke Skywalker, and I have Luke, I cannot do nothing.
Yeah.
So was a very close game. And the other matchup that was important and funny was against a Trotark in town that is play a very good. You have a lot of indirect damage and make me more difficult because yes, I have restore, but he arrived very fast at 25. And depending how much healing I find during the match. And Hira that play 34 that is funny because he's 4-0 in the moment after he meet our teammate Fabiano and he lose. After Fabiano meet me and lose, and unfortunately he is 4-0 and pass 4-2 immediately, and it's okay. I think the very most important match from Liverpool is the day two first match. I play against Peton, the finalist of Milan. Was the first match. I think I closed it in very faster, and after the other two are two match that is very intensive. We arrive one damage. I remember that the second match I arrived to put him on 22 or 23 damage on his base, and I'm not able to close. And after he make me Devastator, triple dark ride Devastator and close. But and the second time the second match again something is, but he's good because he know the matchup. He tell me that he tested the matchup and he play like a people that know what to do because he trade all my people, all my unit. He don't allow me to make any opportunity to make a difficult Django. So he control it. He understand that the key is to control the board and not to attack in the base. Because if you control, you have more opportunity to close, like I explained before, to go in base. And the hand blue base that I lose again because on Liverpool I make a good result respect on Milan that I make 7-2 on Liverpool is 8-1, so I can lose one match, but I have the possibility to enter on the top 8. And after that I lose again to hand blue base 30 because I don't remember exactly, but
Ora dei problemi tecnici. Okay, sorry for the technical issues, but we have to change a little bit for internet connections, but we're still here. So,
sorry, my problem with the connection, but we find a solution, so it's all good. I try to return back where I talking about before. That is this hand one blue that for Blaze 13. That is very funny because outside of color he play first row. That he play all from his hand, but he have touch, so he play a lot of touch. With touch, playing it is very funny that he can play something that is not expected, and that is not unexpected for me is the last Django that I lose the first match. That is okay, can happening. So for me 0-1, but after I play the second match and I arrive in one point that I'm sure to win because I make something that is good, and he make me that he play some cards that I don't expect, and I don't remember the name, but the card that allow the space unit to attack the ground unit, and I never seen Django, and me kill all my strategy that is to play you young on a unit, to put the general sword with you young, to play Luke at 5 resources. So it's my combo that I want to make, and it's not possible because he has this event and I don't expect it. And without this problem, I arrived to keep the match in my opportunity to win. Yeah. But the problem is that when I arrive at the finish of the match, I have the governor and I named the Super Strike, but he don't play this event, but he play the event that gives +2, +0, and in your and you have saboteur. I don't remember saboteur. In English how to do saboteur. Yes, and
you mean?
And you win. I don't expect this one. So what I say before, in this type of tournament, or you have the meta deck, or you have to play something that the people don't expect, because the surprise can be a very important item in this type of tournament. And I know that some people, when you play against me or against Obi, can be a surprise. And to talk about the surprise, looking at my unit of 1 and 2 cost, is very funny to find the Freetown backup that I put him in the deck after Milan, because I think is a unit that sometimes you need to have smuggle, and sometimes it's important because in your deck you don't want that your unit dead. So this type of unit allow you that sometimes the unit don't dead, and you can use the effect of Obi-Wan to heal 1 damage, and after, when you finish the buff of Freetown, the unit remain in play with 3 damage and not 4 that is dead. So it's a very good. The Governor is another card that is amazing. It's a deck because allow you to make some starter like Django 2 to that name it the Triple Dark Ride or something card that are the problem for you, and to permit you to give the opportunity to control the match. Luke is good because he's a force, so you work very good with the General Blade, and so not General Blade, to the blade of the Jedi, but also is good because it can become an attachment of the space unit, so it's very good. And this is all the like you can see, this is all the ground unit that is the more core of the deck, because there are, if you count, is 10 units that is on the ground. The other 2 units are only in the space. But this because after Milano, I see that most of deck don't start on the space but start on the ground. So it's better for you to keep it. Then on cost 3, the change after Milan is Akbar, that I want to play in 1-1 because always, because after I see the list of the Django player of Milan, I see that they play a lot of 1 cost that have only one of health. So with Akbar, it's possible to kill him or to close some trade, and it's very good because on the ground unit you also have 1, 2, 3 unit. So it's good. You have restore 1 and you have 4. So it's easy for you to make 1 trade and to close. Uralen was a card that was amazing because have restore 1 and he can pump the back of your unit and allow you to keep on the board some unit that can be dead. So it's very good. I like it so much. I think to keep him in three, but I don't have space. I prefer before the third copy of Akbar was the Viuran was the Akbar, but the Akbar allow you to make some different option during the match, so it's possible to change it. Yu Yang, I cannot tell nothing about it because he's Jedi. He works with General Blade, so it's very good. Yoda, the same, because it's Jedi, restore, allow you to draw, and it's good. And the unit that in the mid-late game can be Cannon, but because it's Jedi and Force. What I change from Milan and from Liverpool is that before Milan I play 3 copy of Yoda, 3 copy of Cannon, but I saw that sometimes these 3 copies, I don't like it. Because sometimes in matching, I have 1 Yoda, I draw another Yoda, then another Yoda, so you don't like it. In this type of deck, you want to have more option depending how was the gaming going. So if the gaming were in one direction, you need some units. So I prefer to divide the type of unit because depending of the match or the leader that I have against to play, I decide what to resource and what to keep. General Rick is very good because he entered the same turn of Obi when you put him, and if you flip Obi and you play General, you can pump it and it's okay. Luke, I don't have to tell nothing about Luke because he's a card that is amazing. On the space, the Restore Arc is the only drop that you want because you restore 1 and sometimes don't dead against the some 2 drop of the opponent, like the 2-3 that make indirect damage that some Boba playing. So it's good because he remain alive. Blue Leader is good, but not so good to have in 3 copy because he's every time he dead. So you keep him only to control the space in some moment, and because sometimes he allow you to become an ambush on the ground, but not more than 3 copy. Concord is good, but the problem that is the 4 in the Django meta that is they ping and can use tank in town, and if you just use before the Obi effect, it can kill you him so easy. So sometimes it's good, but not so good to have in 3 copy. And the mid space late game, the important is not Bright Up, but the force of Obi-Wan space unit, because I don't expect him that is very good, but his work very good against Django, because when he enter, he makes 2 damage. When attack can kill Ruthless, that is one of the card that not most card can attack and kill Ruthless, and allow sometimes you to make double trade. So you can attack with the Obi-Wan space unit, another unit uses the effect to kill another unit on the space. So work very good. On Milan, I played on 1, I think in 1 copy or 2 copy, and now I make the difference only because to have the same idea of the other ground unit. So I want to have the choose. there is some match that is more important redemption, some match where it's more important one. So you can choose what you want in the moment. About the events, what was the big change before the Milan? That is to push up the takedown and to put in the direct hit, because it's a meta of vehicles. So this is the card that you want to have in your main deck, especially for Django, but not all Django. A lot of people play a lot of vehicles. Feel the Dragon is very good. The force with me on Milan, I play 2 of him. Now I pass to 1 to allow me to put 1 dogfight in. The dogfight is a counter against Django. The turn that he block, an example, you flip Obi-Wan, he play War Judgment and he top all your board. You allow you to use dogfight in the same turn to try to kill Django, so you don't have the opportunity to continue to block all your units. So I start before Liverpool. I try to play in 2 copy, but I think it's only 1 is good. You can give you opportunity. Events that can be done is during reinforcement that you play only 2 copy, because sometimes you want to put an attachment and not a unit, so you don't need 3 copy of it. But Spark of Hope, especially, is a good event to make to put another resource on the play, so to ramp, and because it's not expected, so sometimes can make you some combo happening that the trooper 1/4 that is smuggle, he dead, so I use the event, I put in the smuggle so you can play a game, so it can work so good, so it's okay. I think the good of the deck, no matter that what is starting, is the upgrades. The JD Lightsaber and General Blade are amazing. Before Liverpool on Milan deck, I played 5 upgrades of the sword. I passed to 4 only because I see that you don't have a good matchup against control, and on control this card is not so good. So I keep down 1 of these because you want to put him on Obi, so you can expect, you can wait that you draw 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and you have the opportunity to see it on the Obi turn. So it's not necessary to have the 5 copy, so it's okay for. And sometimes you can become a good copy, but what you want to see is the 2 upgrades. What is the big changing after Milan was the sideboard. Yeah. I continue to keep the Scanning Officer because it's a good card against Quillan, against Anne, so you have to be in 3 copy on your deck. What is changing is I want to find a solution to beat control. And the first idea is to put Vigilance and to put some removal more. After, I think it is not a good solution because it's not my strategy. So my idea is that my solution against the control is the Governor. Yes, I played 3 copy of the Governor main, but I want to, if the people can kill the Governor, I want to play it again. So why is the solution? Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron is very good because enter, have ambush, and allow you to take a cost 2 from your discard play in your hand. And is very good. And but I don't want to play 3 Rogue Squad because it costs 6. Sometimes the people can mill you. So I have to find another solution that work with the deck. And the solution is Salvage, the new event that exit on the 4th set, because it allow you to play a vehicle from your discard pile and to make some combo. So happening that with when you have 6 mana, you can play on 0 the event. You play the rogue one from the discard pile. You keep back your Governor, and the next turn you play. Or if you have 8 resources, you can play in the same turn Rogue Squad and after the Governor. Or in one match happening that I use the Salvage on Bright on home 1 and allow me to put in play the Rogue Squad that allow me to keep the Governor. And this is okay because it's one matchup that you don't play only 1, 2, 3 times the Governor, but you can play 3, 4 times, 5 times, depending how it's working. So is an asset that work very good and in testing and also in the tournament, and I like it. And takedown is because in the matchup that you don't want direct hit, you change the direct hit of the takedown, because there is some deck that don't play vehicles, so you have to change it. And this is all about the deck.
Okay, so we've seen all the cards so far, but let's draw some cards. Let's see what you think
Okay.
about like those opening 6 cards. Tell us about against the different matchups, if you keep that or
Allora,
mulligan.
allora, this the first hand is not bad, because you have the possibility to choose to go on the ground, or on the space. Normally, in this case, I think I resource. I keep the hand because I like it. I resource redemption in one Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
and more probably I play Luke Skywalker, because in this type of meta, more people start on the ground and allow me to trade it. And I think that I trade because after I want to play Yoda, and on 4 reserves to play General Blade, if it's possible. Because if you on 4 reserves you can play General Blade on a Jedi, allow you a possibility on the 5 reserves if you draw Luke to play him. So it's a good opportunity to use it. And I think that is not the best starting, but having Yoda and General Blade is not so bad for me. I like it.
Okay, it's good, neutral. Let's go to the second one.
The second one, on against Django, I keep it, sure, because to start on against Django with Regional Governor and name it Triple Dark Ride, allow you that you are sure that Django try to trade the Regional Governor, or on the first turn, on the second turn, because you don't want that you can block his Triple Dark Ride. So it's very good, and I like this end because you can make a follow-up that is Yoda and after Canon, and you have the possibility the Force with me on Yoda if is necessary. So in this case, I resource redemption and General Kriel, and I keep the other 4, and I look how is evolved the board and the situation, but is good from this one, and it's very like that. If they don't kill your Regional Governor, you can play Regional Governor after Yoda, and the 4 reserves play the Force with me on Regional Governor, so you are sure that Django don't play Triple Dark Ride.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's not a good. It's a good start. I think that to see General Governor against Django is one of the best starting from.
Yeah. So let's see the third one.
Oh, hell no!
Like taking into account Django, but with other matchups. What can you say?
Okay. But in this case, I don't keep it. There is no drop 2, so yes, you have a good combo because you can play Yoda after the sword, but no, every match that you don't have the 2 drop, I don't keep it. These are mulligans, sure.
Okay, let's go to the last one.
This one is not so good, because yes, you have a drop 2, but you don't have a follow-up that you like it, because you cannot put the Jedi Light bigger of the unit because they have vehicle. You don't. So if you don't draw a 3 drop, okay, you have the opportunity to draw because you have a lot, but if you don't draw it, is a problem. And the follow-up is not good, because if you stay on the space and the second unit that you have in the deck is not on the ground, it's not good against all the matchup. So what I like means is every time with Hobby is to start on the ground, to keep the ground, and after to move on the space, because space is in this type of deck is only to control or to keep or to make sentinel, and the only unit that you want after to play in space is the space unit of Obi-Wan, the ship, starship of the Obi-Wan. So you don't like to stay in the space, you want to stay more on the ground, especially. So
Yeah.
I think this one I make a mulligan.
It's a big mulligan. Okay, we're in the last slide. I have a final question to you. So now we're in the meta after Django, after TDR, and after DJ. So, is it still good, Obi-Wan, or not?
I think no. From my point of view, no, because after this ban, the deck like Sabine ACL, An Young ACL, or other deck that can play the Anakin ACL, some deck that can play the group of unit that is Poe, Wrecker, and ACL in our deck that is counter you a lot, because Obi-Wan works so good on Milan and in Liverpool because more of the meta deck don't have the answer on Obi with the sword of him. And no, there is so less deck that can kill Obi the turn that the Obi exit. So not in one time, you have to lose 2 action. So this is good for you. The problem is this meta that is you have a lot of ACL, a lot of Poe Wrecker, and what is you flip you flip Obi, and the people with 1 action kill Obi. And so the idea of the deck, the construction of the deck, the powerful of the deck, because the most important powerful of the deck is the leader. Is all the deck is built around, is one of the deck that I think is not building with the leader, but is building around the leader. It's like some clothes that you put perfect on the Obi. Every card work to help Obi to remain on the board. Uralen, Yu Yang, the 1/4 that one attack makes +2/2, the sword, Riken, the forces me, the attachment. There is a lot of cards that work with Obi. So you want Obi on the floor. You want that have this type of unit that help him to stay on the ground. So in this case, in this type of meta, I think is not good. And another is that I find a solution to can play against the control, but it's not a solution that Rogue One and Salvage help to win every match. Okay. So in one match that probably some boss that return more aggressive of the presence of the board, not only 1 or 2, there is probably the meta can be 20%, I don't know, 50% of boss of control deck is another not good matchup. So I think after ban, there is a lot of not good matchup against Obi that make more important part of the meta. So in my point of view, I try to play it, but I think for the moment is not the moment to continue or not continue in this version. Probably, my point of view, the good solution is to find a new build with ACL, because in this meta with ACL, probably if you have ACL too, can find more solution.
Okay. So I think we're gonna see you playing these new PQs and the new sectors. We're gonna see. So maybe we will find some new Obi-Wan renewed about this new meta. And
no, I don't think. I go to Lille. So on this the 1st of May, the first weekend of May, and sure I don't play Obi-Wan. Now I don't sure what to play, but I try some decks, but I'm sure that is not Obi the solution from this moment.
Okay, but I think we're gonna see some Obi-Wan, maybe who was like inspired from this deck. Who knows? And
probably I hope it is very funny that I can make a result with a deck and a leader that nobody considered before. I think that on Milan we are only 2 Obi-Wan, so I think with 500 people, so it's funny to arrive at this point. So it's okay.
But we want to say congrats to your results, both in Milan and Liverpool. So I think we're gonna see you again with a new deck, with a new leader, after you have cooked about this new meta. So Babaz, thank you so far.
I hope.
Yeah. So
thank you. Bye everyone.
Thank you so far.
It was a pleasure. And subscribe to the channel of the players.
Yeah, thank you. Subscribe please. And also leave a comment down below. See ya.